or is it we're in a 12-team league now? We don't have 16 teams anymore.
Yeah.
So you eliminate 16 spots. So then, of course, teams are going to make less and less changes. But if you look at the league right now, I do think, bar what anybody thinks, the league is getting more competitive every single year. Gentlemates, which I think they're in 11th, when you watch them play, they don't get walked over. You don't go in a Gentlemate saying we have a free win. Vegas Falcons are a different story. They're an anomaly. But, like, I just hate the agenda that it's a friendship league when in reality, these rosters that were formed are not bad rosters. It's just the league is so top-heavy because contracts expire and eventually talent gravitates each other. So you can't really compare a Thieves, an Optic, a FaZe to different teams because that's what happens naturally over time when contracts expire.
I will say this, though, Zen. Like, there are team situations this year. You mentioned Gentlemates. Like, we all, I think you probably share the same concern when that team was formed in the offseason.
Yeah, about slaying.
About slaying. They were going to go back on previous chemistry, including with the coaching staff, and slaying was being a problem with that core because there's no Paco, and ended up being true. Like, I think.
Okay, but what do they do, bro? That's why
I think
they're not going to go find the Paco.
So I think Rafi, if I understand your point correctly, is your point that you feel like some of these teams are not looking at the correct categories and ranking like category, or not even just ranking categories, but the way that they make decisions and consult decisions on these rosters, like they're not really doing it the right way, the way that like a FaZe or a Thieves, the players do when they make decisions on those situations. Is that kind of what you're trying to argue with, Zen? I'm trying to get clarity on what the conversation is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's two-pronged. Like I said on the original tweet, there are 8 organizations. I still disagree with the original point of more staff doesn't result in more exposure. I think that's kind of faded because that's not true. You can't expect.
I mean, you can get more impressions with a better social. I mean, you can get with a good social media manager, you can get impressions. But the reality is, when it comes, like, I think also sponsorships have changed, right? Sponsorships used to be a lot easier. It's like, okay, we get this amount of impressions, we get this amount of views. This is it. Now most of them want to actually sell products. They want to actually convert the viewers to sales.
Lower funnel content that actually converts sales. I get that. From a business perspective, 100% agree. It's a completely different entity than it was. But we're only looking at today's window in comparison to what it was when esports was actually hot as an industry.
Yeah.
Because it's not anymore. It's 100% different. We're comparing apples to oranges. There was way more money being thrown. There's been an adjustment in salaries for players. There's been an adjustment in sponsorships to esports in general.
Which makes
in
sense.
COVID, we were fucking locked up.
Well,
of course, everybody was going to be gaming.
Esport reasons
I don't
for
know.
that, Zen.
There's one big thing that, Ben, I know you understand that I don't think a lot of people understand. Our viewing model, everybody gets to watch for free, and that is such like a big impact to the actual economy of the league. The difference between the NFL and the NBA, of course, they're way bigger, but there's TV deals, and teams get paid a fuck ton of money because of these deals. Everything we do is streamed live. Everybody can consume it for free. That is a huge untapped revenue source that I don't think we can change just because that's been the norm of esports. But
Uncle Big Nose Luigi 4 and 23. Uncle Big Nose. 0 rings, of course.